So we're going to look at intrinsic energies, and in this video we're going to build a very specific intrinsic energy which is going to help with anyone who's dealing with stress, anyone who's dealing with any kind of tension in their life. It can be used for muscular tension as well, and it can also be used in meditation towards the path of ascension. So I'll talk about the actual method of how we create this energy, how we use the energy. We'll put it into practice, and then we'll test it. And the method that I'm teaching, anyone can apply it to any word they like. They're free to evolve it and change it so it fits their own purpose, basically. So just very briefly, an intrinsic energy is essentially, it's a causation chain that's fated to happen, that we energize, and we create a keyword within ourselves that will trigger that intrinsic energy to take place, that causation chain to happen, and you can go straight to the fate. So what we're going to work on today is the word release and the act of releasing, essentially. So we need to understand what's the process of what we're going to release, and then you can start to, as you practice it, build more information about what you're releasing afterwards. Is this making sense at the moment? Okay, so release is a great word to do because it enables you to let go of anything that is bothering you, anything that the mind sticks to, anything that you attach to. So an annoying sound, for example, you can release on that annoying sound. A thought pattern, you can release on that thought pattern. But it's the key to deepening and improving meditation practice. So when you're meditating, you want to be releasing on your thoughts, releasing on your emotions, releasing on your physical tensions, releasing your consciousness, essentially, releasing your sense of identity. So it's the whole process of meditation, especially the Buddhist path, is release. So we can build this key word in a simple way, and then you can start to evolve it. So you can make it your own. You can apply it to your own needs, your own wants. So if you need to focus on your path of ascension, you can use this release and angle it towards that. If you're just struggling with day-to-day stresses, you can use this word to release those stresses as and when you start to notice them, when they come into attention and your mind starts to stick to them. So first we're going to start by the pore breathing exercise. So we're going to start tuning into the energy in between the hands. And I've got videos on how to do this. Just bring that attention into the center of the palm, start feeling the energy there. And we want to start slowing time down. So capturing a little pause in between the change from breathing in and breathing out and breathing in. And notice the stillness in that gap. And bring that into the breath and into the feeling. You can start to notice that the feeling of energy starts to almost thicken up. It's like the energy is starting to slow down. So once you've spent a few minutes getting this feeling really nice and clear, we're going to start looking at the word release and what release means. So releasing isn't just completely collapsing and letting go, it's more like a dissolving. And if that word works for you more, you can use that word. It's up to you, it's your own trigger. So pick a word that resonates with you. But it's the letting go of what the mind can perceive. So whatever the mind perceives, we can just let that go. So what we want to start doing now is, we've got the feeling in our hands nice and clear. We just want to start bringing the hands closer and closer together and compressing the ball. And keep compressing the ball. Keep squeezing it you start to notice that there's this kind of electromagnetic, pulsing, repelling type of feeling in the hands. And once you've got that, then just with the body, you're just going to let the hands just relax and they'll naturally float open. And then we can bring them back in again. Find that density in the ball again. And feel that tangible, more dense, repelling quality in the energy. And just let the body go. And notice how it's kind of a release of the body. So now that we've got that feeling, we want to start adding the word. So we squeeze in, find the density, get that repulsing kind of feeling between the palms. And then as you let the body go, just saying in your mind, just saying release, release. Just like to energize the words of the feeling. We come back in, find that feeling again, tune into that feeling. As we're letting it go, release. We want to keep building this. A few minutes, 5 minutes. Depends how many times you've done intrinsic energies. Your consciousness gets better at doing building these intrinsic energies. And just every time, just saying release as you release the body. And now we're going to start adding the astral body to this as well. So as we feel that compression, just start to notice like the ego. What's going on in the ego? What's going on in the persona? Is there a desire to get the exercise? Is there a mistrust in the exercise? Is there, what kind of feeling is there? Perhaps there's a feeling of, I got this, a feeling of, this is easy. Any kind of emotion that you can kind of start to feel. And just start to put that into this condensed ball. Notice this slight change in the quality of the energy. And then we're going to release that emotion as we release the body. Build it back up again. And then we start to energize it with our word. So we put that whatever emotion we're noticing into the energy. And as we release the emotion, we release the body, we say release in our mind. Building everything in again. Release. And we want to start putting our consciousness, our mind, substance into this as well. What's your mind identifying with? What thoughts are arising? And put those into here. And then we can release the mind, release the emotion, and release the body simultaneously. Feel the sensation in the body, the repelling sensation of the energy ball that we've created, putting the astral energy, the emotion into it, putting the mind's identity with it in there as well, and then releasing and saying release. So once you've built this feeling up, we've got the three bodies in alignment, and we're energizing the word release. Every time we're releasing the three bodies, we're saying the word release. And now you want to go back into that feeling, feel the energy, put the emotion in, put the mind substance in, and then just in the mind, just say release. And just observe what happens to the body. Squeeze in again. And just saying release. And observe what happens to the astral body, the emotions. And again, we're saying release. And observe what happens to the mind. And play with that a few times. Start to get a nice familiar feeling. And then just start aligning the three bodies again. So feeling the energy, saying a word in the mind, and just noticing what happens. So now we've built that code word, release. Every time you say it in the mind, the release automatically happens. So bring the hands down to the knees. Still keep the feeling of the energy. And just start scanning the physical body. And just notice if there's anywhere that maybe is a little bit tense or a little bit tight. If you've got chronic pain, I wouldn't go there just yet. Just go with something that's a little bit of a, unusual thing that you don't often have. We can work with chronic pain in a slightly different way. It's something that you know you can release. So if I'm holding my shoulders up, and just allow the mind to settle there, the energy to start gathering there. And then from that point, just say release. And just allow it to release. Scan the body, so I've got a little bit of tension on the inside of this leg. I just put the energy onto the inside of that leg. Tune into that feeling, just notice what's there. And I say release. And I let the muscles dissolve. A little bit of tightness in the back. Put the energy there. Tune into the feeling and say release. And then I start to pay attention to the astral body. What emotions have I got? So I'm noticing that I've got an emotion of a kind of apprehension about what's going to come today. So I just notice that energy and say release, and it just lets that go. If there's any particular sticky ones, you might need to do it a couple of times. I'm noticing a desire to practice with light today. So I find that desire and release. And as you're doing that, you'll start to notice there's a stillness within the astral body. Then we go to the mind. Just kind of scan the mind. What chattery thoughts are happening on the surface? What information is there? What analytics are there? Anything that you can touch, just find it, get a little bit of clarity on it. I've got a little bit of a thought pattern going on about what direction to take the rest of this video. I find that, and I just release on that. There's a little bit of a thought about the background of this video, not being the best background, but also as being a very charged background. I just find that thought pattern and release on that. And then I just want to take the whole body and not even pay attention to anything. And just through the mental, the astral, and the physical body, just saying the word release. And for me, I get this feeling of almost like opening out a little bit of a brightness, like the energy kind of seeps out of the skin a little bit further. Everything lets go and I take up a little bit more space energetically. That's kind of how it feels. On different days it's going to feel different. And so we keep practicing this intrinsic energy. The more you use it, the stronger it's going to get. And then you have the opportunity to work with somebody else. So if I can take you, stay there. So I'm just going to connect in. I'm just noticing a little bit of tension between the scapulars. So I just put the energy there. And then saying the word release. I'm not saying it in my mind, I'm saying it in the area where I feel that tension. So that tension is released. There's a little bit on the tops of the shoulders. There we go. And there's a little bit in the lower back as well. That took about 3 times to release. Tops of the thighs are a little bit tight. Put the energy there. Get clarity on what I'm noticing, what I'm feeling. There's a little bit of something sticky in the astral body. I don't want to identify with it because it's private, the emotions, but I know that there's something there. So I'm just allowing the energy to go there with the release quality. I don't need that clarity on it. So that's where my client can do the work. I can provide the keyword, I can provide a bit more energy, and they can do the release on the clarity. And there's a little bit of chatter just in the top of the mind. Just releasing on that. And then just gathering the whole body. So start to build the energy all around the body. And just releasing everything out. You'll notice the stillness starts to come into the body. And so you want to take these intrinsic energies and you want to test them in the real world. Find a place where you can just play with it and build a positive experience with the word. If you do this exercise, build that feeling and do it one time and then go out into the office and have a terrible day and say release, it's not going to work. You need to build a positive relationship with the intrinsic energy. That's the work. Once you've got that positive relationship, then you can put it under stress. And when you put it under stress, it's going to massively improve its ability to do its job, essentially. Whatever that job is, that's what you choose. You know, this one is just release.